My composition has as its main argument organizational health, and how it, if developed in the right way, can allow the individual to work in excellent condition, psychological, physical, or social, and later to increase the profit of a particular company or a simple office. I first analyzed the approaches to organizational health in the past up to the latest approaches. In the past, the interest in the welfare of the workers was only focused on physical health, since it was considered an appendix of the machine with the only purpose of performing their tasks and achieve the best result for the company. It was so important then to know how to avoid the accidents at the workplace. Only a few decades after, the attention to worker welfare begins to consider also elements that could affect the individual's psychological stability, as routinization or alienation. The workplace must therefore be able to guarantee the serenity in which the individual can feel comfortable and can develop his work skills and feel satisfied. The first academic to have conducted a study on this subject was Mayo, who demonstrated the importance of psychosocial aspect of the working behavior and first introduced the concept of psychological well-being and the effects that social and organizational context in which took place the job acted on it. According to Mayo, the association instinct was much stronger than the interest for financial reward. However, despite various academics approach the topic of organizational health, in most cases they examined stress and not the global well-being and the stressed individual rather than the healthy organization. Recently, the study of organizational health was focused on how improve working conditions on factors such as the environment, relationship between colleagues, and with the manager, on how to increase the motivation of the person. One of the most important theoretical references for the analysis of the experience of psychological well-being and suffering that originate in work contexts is the model Jobs Demand Resources, which ranks the factor that affect the well-being into two general categories: job demands that are physical, social, or organizational aspects of work that require physical or mental effort, and that are associated then with some psychological and physiological cost, and job resources that are those physical, social, or organizational aspects of work that are functional to the achievement of business objectives. Reduce work demands and the association psychological and psychological cost, just like opportunity to receive feedback and social support. Talk about organizational health, we cannot even talk about the discomfort in the workplace, which can be caused by different conditions and factors, divisible in two categories: of a physical nature as manual lifting of loads, the fixed prolonged posture, the repetition of certain movements, or psychological as violent behavior in the workplace, mobbing, stalking, vicarious traumatization, burnout, or workaholism. Burnout, for example, often affects the profession that involve interpersonal relationship, such as the helping profession, but is not only limited to this. It is defined as a general crisis of the individual to their work. Some of its symptoms are the reduced career success or depersonalization. Its consequences are individual, such as headache, fatigue, anxiety, depression, or organizational as the decrease of customer satisfaction or absenteeism. Talking about organizational health, even in this case, it is conditioned by several factors, including individual qualities such as diligence, emotional stability, energy, or open-mindedness, or a very important quality, self-esteem. At organizational level, the factors that can ensure prosperity for the workers are various, from the most usual as proper lighting, climate, posture, distance from computer, noise, visibility, up to talk about the relational issues, which also have great importance in ensuring peace and stability in the individual. Indeed, it is shown that a balanced and positive relationship with the employer allows the employee to work with more pleasure and to feel part of a working group and not a single individual who accepts his own tasks mechanically. It's important, in fact, that the person obtains feedback from the manager about her performance or feeling taken into consideration for new ideas and work proposals, feeling responsibility for their role not as a pressure but as an important work. Even motivation is an important feature to work with perseverance and commitment and achieve job and personal satisfaction. Relations with colleagues, such as those with the manager, are very influential. In fact, the social support, the exchange of ideas, or the constructive debate, they make more pleasant to collaborate in group, the sense of competitiveness. But what companies, small office, or managers do to promote the welfare of their staff? Today, the competitive pressure in the labor market is nerve-wracking, and the certainty of a job is more and more unstable, and the result is stress that afflicts 40% of European citizens. According to the European Agreement on Work-Related Stress, to prevent, eliminate, or reduce the problems caused by work-related stress, you can use a number of measures which can be individual or collective as the training of managers and workers. In addition to the measure, companies may provide a welfare and wellness program to intervene on these workers' needs. Initiatives that promote the reconciliation of work and family as the work schedule changes or establishment of company nurseries, the extension of parental leave to 5 months, or proposal to give more time for themselves as yoga classes during lunch break or meditation or relaxation areas. The day off can be used for charitable goals, job sharing, or annual economic bonus for cultural expenses like buying books or movie tickets or theater. Benefits for parents as camp for children, and more. I finally took an example, an Italian company that has implemented specific choices aimed at improving the welfare of its staff, Luxottica, one of the first companies in Italy to be activated to implement initiatives in the field of balance between time at work and private life, the so-called work-life balance, to meet the needs of workers and their families and increase business productivity, closely linked to the motivation and participation by employees. Luxottica has therefore created a welfare program that includes benefits for workers as income support to education with a direct reimbursement for the employees, the award of scholarship to the children of employees, the bank hours in support of the future maternity or parentage, and many more. It is certainly of great interest of the companies in the last year to focus the attention of the characteristic of the work environment to the creation of a climate that promotes learning, changes, and transparency. But how much companies really care about the welfare of the employees and how much such interest is purely intended to improve the organization performance? It would be nice to say, in fact, that the main purpose of the companies today is to provide the best working environment in order to make people happier and more motivated. It is certain that this condition is reflected positively on the development of the company.